Thank you very much for letting me have a few minutes up here about the Buy American resolution. I really appreciate that the board is taking this so seriously. The money was voted on by our federal government in an effort to put Americans back to work. People are suffering greatly. People in my neighborhood are suffering. I've told you before, the rolling layoffs, permanent layoffs, job losses. The whole reason that this stimulus funds money was voted upon by our federal government was so that cities like our own could use it to help put Americans back to work. As I talked about last week, I have communicated with our senators' offices so that I can have some dialogue in addition with the work that's happening through your city attorney. And I know that when all of this work is done, that we will vote up this resolution so that we can use this money to its fullest extent to put Americans back to work and to cause our businesses to be healthy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mayor, may I ask something regarding tomorrow?
Absolutely.
And we can get some questions answered. There is a rally tomorrow at Bridgestone, and could you give us just a little info about what's going to be going on?
Yes, ma'am, I can tell you what I know. I received an email. I did send it to Miss Sina. The Bridgestone facility right off Waldron Road, the workers there are in bargaining. And as I understand it, they want to outsource more of their work to China. They want to just start importing more and more tires, and it's going to put more of those workers out of work. So they have asked for people to come out to a rally tomorrow. I understand it starts at 5 o'clock, runs till 7, and I was asked to invite the board to come. They're right in our backyard, and a lot of these people live right here in Laverne, and they spend their money here, and it's good for our tax base. So if anybody schedules work, I hope I'll see you there. I'm going to plan to go after work. Thank you. Thank you.
Seven o'clock, we call this meeting to order. I have the prayer. The pledge will be by the Vice Mayor, Jerry again. Rise, please. You bow your heads. Dear Heavenly God, there's so much to be thankful for, and we give you thanks for everything, dear Heavenly God. Thank you for this great country we live in, this great state, and this great city. Thank you for your love and your protection and your wisdom that you give us all, Father God. And we just want to give you thanks, and thanks for this great service and military we have that protects us throughout everywhere here and over the other countries. And we give thanks in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Face the flag, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Very good. Okay. We have a new attorney this evening. Well, he's not new. He's part of the family, Jeremy. Jeremy, how do you pronounce your last name?
Cawthor.
Cawthor. Okay, glad to have you tonight. Appreciate you coming in. Evan's a little under the weather, so Jeremy kind of come in to fill in. He does a great job for the city. Y'all just don't see him very much, but he does a lot of work for us, and we're glad to have you tonight. Sergeant at Arms tonight, Buster Loglair. Thanks for having you here. Captain Thompson is in charge of the police department here. Your chief's out. I don't know where he's at. I guess he might be under the weather too.
No, he's actually celebrating his birthday.
That's what I like about you, Captain. You're honest. Yeah, I think his birthday was yesterday, wasn't it? Okay, we'll go by the minutes. July 7th, 09, public hearing, regular meeting. I need a motion to approve or to deny.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. I need a second.
Second.
I have 2 seconds. All four?
Aye.
Department reports. Fire department.
Mayor, Alderman, for the month of July 2009, we had a total of 56 calls consisting of 2 structure fires, 9 fire alarms, 3 vehicle fires, 4 grass fires, 2 hazardous materials calls, 18 motor vehicle accidents, 3 medical calls, 10 emergency miscellaneous calls, and 5 non-emergency miscellaneous calls. For the month of July 2009, we used approximately 4,200 gallons of water, and our average response time was 2.6 minutes. I would also, at this time, if you notice each one, well, not each, your certificates are in front of you there. I'd like to commend everyone, well, actually the following people: Matt Appleton, Alexander Crotch, Jerry Davenport, Ronnie Irwin, Jeff Gammon, Jerry Gann, Sherry Green, Katie Klein, Angie Mays, Alan McCormick, Mark Mache, James Mosley, Cena Mosley, Guy Patterson, Kathy Payne, Bruce Richardson, Phyllis Rogers, and Dennis Waldron. I'd like to commend every one of y'all for being one of the very few municipalities in the state that has completed this incident command training in a timely manner. I know it was grueling for you all to sit through that 3.5, 4 hours there, but I hope everybody learned something through that class that day. So I'd like to
Steve
thank
did a wonderful job.
He did, and he did say that he apologizes for that class only reflecting 2 hours on your certificate and keeping you to 3.5. So, any questions?
Any questions?
It was very educational. It taught us a lot, I think.
I hope it helped a little bit anyway.
I think it did. Thanks, sir.
Yes, sir.
Police department.
Your Honor, Alderman, for the month of July, we had 4,050 calls, 72 motor vehicle accidents, 160 alarms, 119 ambulance calls, 55 motorist assists, 37 domestics, 24 burglaries, and 75 thefts. We arrested 134, 5 DUIs, 51 driver's license violations, and 11 drug-related offenses. The department issued 849 traffic summonses.
Any questions for you, Captain? Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
Codes department.
Mayor, Alderman, for the month of July, the Codes Department issued a total of 6 single-family dwelling permits, 4 commercial permits, 5 miscellaneous permits, 1 sign permit, 5 garage and shed permits, 4 other permits, 1 mobile home permit. Total number of permits issued for the month was 26 for a valuation of $1,668,000. Complaints called in for the month: 72 for tall grass, 5 for junk cars and yards, 17 for trash and yards, 19 other. Impact fees for the month for road was $5,304. Park was $1,866. Police was $672. Monthly revenue with impact fees was $16,207.80. Total number of single-family permits issued year-to-date is 38. Total number of single-family permits issued last year at this time period was 125. Total number of all permits issued year-to-date is 142.
Any questions for the engineer? Thanks, sir. Park and Rec. let's see, now you're the lady that runs the seniors, then you were the lady that runs the library, and now you're here for Park and Rec.
I am.
I like it. You just
Thank you.
do it all.
Thank you.
We appreciate you, Don. Absolutely.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman, good evening. July was a typical summer month for the Parks and Recreation Department. It was very busy and very warm. Venture Quest 2009 Summer Camp ended on Friday, July 24th, and it left a legacy of another successful year with happy campers and happy parents. On Saturday, July 25th, we appreciated the opportunity to showcase Veterans Memorial Park during the popular Rotary Dare car, truck, and bike show. Our athletic coordinator, Michael Tisdale, reports that all fall leagues are having sign-ups at this time. These include football, baseball, adult softball, inline hockey, and soccer, and the Parks office can be contacted for more information. The Howl at the Moon 5K run will be Friday, August 14th at 8 p.m. There are currently 100 pre-registered runners at this time, and we expect approximately 250 runners to participate in this race. In senior news, the seniors are very happy to have a cool place on these warm days to socialize with their friends and to play the Wii games and to surf the internet. On Monday, August the 6th at 9:30 a.m., Robin's mom, Sherry Gist, is going to be our guest speaker at the center, and she's going to teach us how to make loomed hats. This is a real fun craft project for all seniors, and the supplies will be provided. In conclusion, upcoming committee meetings include Parks and Rec Advisory on Monday, August 17th at 6 p.m., Greenway Advisory on Monday, August 17th at 7 p.m., Historical Preservation on Tuesday, August 18th at 7 p.m., and Senior Citizen Advisory on Thursday, August 20th at 4 p.m. Any questions?
Any questions for Donna? Thank you.
Thank you.
Finance Department.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Alderman. This month's report is a preliminary of the year July 07 through, July of 08 through June of 09. And again, these are preliminary numbers. The audit has not been completed. I will have final numbers in a couple of months when they finish the audit. For the general fund, the anticipated net income is a favorable $81,000. Local sales tax, $3,099,000. That is pretty close to our sales tax numbers for last year, and it's about $200,000 short of our budgeted number. State Street Aid Fund, net income is going to be unfavorable, $732,000. That's mainly due to the transfer for the Waldron Road project that we made. Stormwater Fund is going to be approximately $334,000 unfavorable, and that's mainly due to the purchase of the post office. Water Sewer Fund is going to be coming in at about $1.8 million unfavorable for the year. I'm sorry, it's 1.577 after tap fees. Second page is our various balances in our bank accounts. Third page is a comparison to prior year. General fund is favorable $469,000 compared to prior year. Last year we ended with a deficit of $388,000. This year we're going to be about 81 favorable, so that's going to make us favorable over prior year, $469,000. Water Sewer Fund is $1.5 million unfavorable as compared to prior year. With tap fees is $1.9 million.
Any questions from the board? Thank you, ma'am. Library.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Aldermen. The library checked out 19,835 items last month. That's over 1,100 items more than last year. We had 13,545 patrons visit us last month, with an average per day of 562 people, and this number is also slightly up from last year. We issued 102 new juvenile cards and 248 new adult cards, both also increases over last year, and ran 26 programs in July with a total attendance of 1,343 attending. Computer users were nearly equal to the previous year with 3,882 users last month. We finished up a very successful summer reading program. Over 1,100 children and teens signed up during June and July, and they checked out and read over 21,000 books, which I think is a huge accomplishment. We should be proud of them all. Our inventory day went very well. We had that on July 17th. The staff pulled down, counted, and reshelved over 16,000 items. They worked really hard that day. The process is ongoing, but we made a big dent in it. The library has recently switched to a paperless overdue system, and Angie May has helped us out a great deal. She sent out a press release, and we were featured in the Daily News Journal yesterday and also on Channel 4 News tonight. They came out and filmed in the library and spoke with me and another staff member. So a lot of good press, and thanks to Angie for that. Our next big library event will be the Reading Rally on September 26th. That's a week after Old Timers Day. We would love to have as many members of the board as we can, so we'll be contacting each of you to ask you if you'd like to come and join in the fun that day. Are there any questions for me?
Any questions for Teresa? You're doing a good job, you and Donna.
Thank you very
You're doing
much.
some good things. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Water treatment plant.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Aldermen. We have is our June '09 report here. Basically, our comparison with the last 3 years there. Water consumption, all of our testings, everything's in the standard of the parameters. Chemical usage, kind of a recap of the pounds we use, trying to economize everywhere we can on that. Our maintenance for the month of June was $10,653, which leaves our remaining annual cap at $9,817. Cross connection's going well. Discovered about 160 new units since the implementation. They're averaging about 18 a month on the discoveries. This is businesses and irrigation systems for the homeowners. June's invoices were $2,520 that we collected. To date, from October to June was $15,640.
Any questions for Thomas?
I have a question. Is some of the new chemicals that we're using or some of the chemicals that we stopped using causes all of your white stuff to turn brown? And I'm hearing, of course, I know we're in the older section, but I'm hearing it from the newer section too, like your toilets. You have to clean them every day because it's brown. It's like it's staining them. And
Yeah.
I'm hearing it from all over, so I know it's not just in the older section.
What they need to do, they need to contact y'all so y'all can go
Yeah.
out there and run a test. Because I know
Right.
when I've called you, that's what they need to do is contact your group out there, Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
That's what y'all do. Y'all check it and make sure and find out what the problem is.
Yeah, any complaint we get, it's usually followed
Make
up
sure
with
we gotta
a
make
customer
sure he gets
visit
it.
and a sample and analysis on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, if any, don't,
I know a couple times he's been out there kind of late at night, hasn't he?
right. Tell them, do not
Yeah,
hesitate to call us.
they need to make sure they get them calls. If you have any
Do
water,
they need to
odor-
call them directly? Call
What's
the
your
water
phone number
treatment
out there?
plant?
Yeah, 793-6536.
6536, 793-6536.
That's the water plant. They speak to any one of the operators, they'll take all their info.
Okay.
And we like to do that, a sampling when the customer's at home so they can actually witness us and
Right.
answer any questions that they might have also.
All right. Thank you.
Anyone else? Thanks, sir. He's already jumping up. Public Works.
Mayor and Alderman, in addition to contacting the water treatment plant, they may also want to contact Public Works because there may be times when we've had a water line break or something like that, that there could be some stuff in the line that just needs to be flushed out. But
Do you have a number you can give?
793-9891.
9891
Yes.
793-9891.
And if so, even if they call us, we'll be able to be in contact with the water treatment plant also. For the month of June, one of the issues that we've had is on the chipper pickups, we had 318 pickups, which is about half of the month before. We started looking into the reasons why. One of them, we were running 2 crews the previous month, and as of Monday, we'll be running 2 crews again. We went back to 1 because we got so far behind on mowing, and we were having some problems with the mowing equipment, so we're going to hopefully in the next couple of weeks catch up on the chipper calls. Also, we got to checking, and for the month, we had 12 rain days, which the chipper doesn't run on the rainy days, and an average of 3.7 inches of rain, and last month we had 6.3 inches of rain, so we had a very wet month, and even so, with that, we were able to get 30 tons of asphalt put down. So it was kind of mixed blessings. The water and sewer, if you'll notice, there's a change we're going to be making. Each of the departments does the 1 calls, which is marking underground utilities. As of next week, we're going to combine that. Rather than having both departments marking, we're going to have 1 person that's completely in charge of the 1 call program. They'll take the calls, they'll do the marking, and they'll also do the response back to 1 call on it. So I think it's a duplication of effort. It's the way it's been done, and I think this is going to save us a lot of time and be a lot more accurate and efficient in the future. And that's it.
Any questions for Mr. Guy?
You mentioned on the people have water problems, they call Public Works. And what time frame of the day can they call?
Actually, we have our regular hours, plus we have emergency call-outs that they can get a hold of through the PD. They will contact our emergency standby people.
But that number you gave is like, Junior, from 8 to 5?
Yeah, it's like 7:30. 7:30
contact the police department.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir. All right, we'll go to number 3. First reading, ordinance 2009-07. Smyrna franchise, the gas. Bruce.
This item is not ready yet. There's still some things being worked out, so it needs to be deferred until next month.
Okay. I need that in a motion.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion to defer. I need a second.
Second.
Have a second. All 4?
Aye.
Okay, we'll defer it. Number 4, consent agenda items. We went over at the workshop. Has anything been moved or taken off, Bruce?
No, sir.
Okay. Need a motion to approve or to deny.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. I need a second.
Second.
Have a second. All 4?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 5, Resolution 2009-23 to amend the official street map for the city of Laverne by renaming New Paul Road, Madison Drive to New Paul Road, and add Madison Drive as a private street within the Cedar Ridge apartment complex. Received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission on July 28th. If we have any questions, your city planner, Grant Green, has all the answers. If not, I need a motion to approve or to deny.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. I need a second.
Second.
I have a second. All 4?
Aye.
Number 6, Resolution 2009-24 to set subdivision. Received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission on July 28th, 09. Kyle, anything you want to say about what we talked about at the workshop?
Not really much on the workshop. I think we pretty much explained it at the workshop, answered whatever questions. One thing I would like to point out, we did take off McFarland Point Section 1. There was a small section of asphalt topping that has not been installed yet, so we took that section off. So the list is at 120 now instead of 121.
Everything looked good, Mike?
Yeah, everything was checked and everything else has been installed on all phases.
Any questions from this board to your engineer or your codes director back there?
I know what I had questions, Evan may have told you about, in regards to what the city would be responsible for if we knew that there was some things out in certain areas not done correctly, would we be held responsible for these houses?
The answer to that is, by voting to accept, it is not you're not taking responsible for any of the housing.
Mm-hmm.
So if there's an issue with housing, that is an issue with the builder or whoever the case may be responsible. Accepting subdivisions has to do with accepting the roads, ditches, piping, that kind of thing within the area that falls under kind of our purview. So the answer is no if it has to do with houses. Now, if there's a problem with the road, drainage ditches, etc., that will become Laverne's responsibility.
Well, just help me here. Does it not concern anybody about these bonds? What happened to these bonds? I mean, I'm talking, especially, I know in the older ones, we weren't here, but from, say, 2000 on, I mean, I had that whole book where there was bonds put. I mean, am I the only one,
No,
where did they
mean-
go? I mean, shouldn't we be trying to find who was responsible? Why did of course, this is not, Kyle and Grant was not here, so let's make that very clear, that these guys had nothing to do with that. They doing a wonderful job now keeping up with them. But, I mean, does this type of thing, does that not concern this board as to what happened to them?
Basically, the person that kept up with that is no longer with the city. When we got elected, there was no, me and the vice mayor, we got elected at the end of '02, there was no bonds or nothing like that. I think in '03 and '04, basically started getting the city planner. That's when everything came into starting with our bonds and keeping up with them. We don't have no clue what happened before that time.
Well, I think some of them may have had bonds and they expired.
Yeah.
And no, we didn't have anybody who was
Nobody
keeping
kept
up
up
with
with
it. But you're right, up until we hired a city planner, our first one, we never had a planner.
But
I mean, I think we're all concerned and obviously want to keep bonds up, and I know they're being kept up now and watched, but some of these go back, some of these are back in the mid-90s.
Well, this is my point. We're having a situation now where we're having to go back and look at fixing a creek that we found in the minutes that the issues of flooding was discussed regarding that creek over there on Dove Creek area. And now we're looking at having to fix it. So I'm saying if on some of this stuff, we're going to end up having to go back and spend taxpayer dollars to fix this kind of stuff that I'm talking, especially from 2000 on. I understand, in the early 90s here, we weren't around. But we've been around from 2000. Some on this board, some that are here. And that's my concern down the road. Are we not going to end up in the same situation that we're in at Dove Creek right now?
Well, I think, use the Dove Creek example. Dove Creek goes way, way back. I mean, and of course, that creek has just started to fail, or that banking. That's going to be normal. That subdivision is probably 15, 20 years old. So you're going to have normal erosion along those, along creeks or blue line creeks that the city may be responsible for. Now, there may be other examples of maybe some ditching between houses or something. Specifically, all our newer construction is basically in Lake Forest. But, I think that if codes and engineering has looked at it and think there's any concerns or anything we can go back on, and I would hope that they would have mentioned that.
I might add, in the planning commission each month, we review each month the bonds, the ones that's coming up, and Kyle and Grant has been excellent about keeping on top of it. You're saying that it would ever happen again. As long as we stay on top of it on a month-to-month basis during the planning commission workshop and meetings, something like that shouldn't happen. Kyle and Grant does a great job of staying right on top of it. What happened to Dove Creek, I think that subdivision probably was started back in the mid-'70s, and that's up in the air there. But I know my main focus is what's been in the past is done. I won't focus on what's ahead of us, make sure
But
nothing that happens
we've
again.
got banks now washing down on top of other people out there. I've been out there. Y'all have been out there. Or I know Ronnie's been out there. And we've got to do something. We want people to keep coming here. We want people to buy out here. We want people to stay here. We want them to make it their home. And yet some of this stuff that we're accepting, I'm sorry, but it's not acceptable in my eyes. It's just not. I mean, I know I'm the only vote tonight that's going to vote no, and it's not going to make or break anything here, but I just have to voice my concerns, because when we take this on, knowing some of the issues that are out there, that are still going on out there, and the taxpayers are going to end up paying for it in the long run.
We could all vote no on it. But
And
that's probably going to change if there's no bond on it. I mean, you know, if there's no bond left on something that's 15 years old, it's basically nothing we can do.
I guess too, I
vote
don't
no
like
on it.
doing it as a whole, because not everything on here is a problem. You know, that's probably one thing I'm not comfortable with, because we do have things on here that are okay. But there's things on here that are just not okay. And I know our hands are tied, and I think that's what makes me so angry, is we're being left with this, knowing I found over almost $4 million worth of bonds that nobody knows what happens to.
They probably never had them.
And that makes me even angrier that they never had them.
That's true, but there's not one thing, Cena, we can do about that. Not one thing.
Well,
and if we vote, these have got to be taken care of.
We're taking care of most of them anyways.
Yeah, and all we're responsible for is your roads, your sewer, and your drainage. I mean, you know.
And y'all check that, everything that's up to par.
And
You
now,
wrote-
I mean,
you gotta fix
the
that
only
anyway.
thing we can do is, like, we never had a city planner when this city incorporated in '72, and that was one of the biggest mistakes. Because after we got a city planner, at least things are going better. Well, now we are in better shape with all the people we have now, because we have people that are doing what they're supposed to be doing. Before, I would not want to call anybody's name, but when one person thinks they can run a whole city on their own and do as they please, that's where our problem started. So.
Absolutely.
But Cal, y'all have reviewed everything, every subdivision on this list has been reviewed, and either it needs to be accepted because it's old and there's no bond, or things have been done except for the one you've taken off.
Right, we've looked at all these, or had inspectors look at all these, and the roads are installed, the topping of asphalt's installed, the drainage that's shown on the plans has been installed. Of course, like, as you said, there has been erosion on some of these.
Some of
It's
those from
15 to 20 years
91,
old.
91 and 92, I'm sure
There's
there's going to be
erosion in
erosion.
ditch lines that probably could be cleaned out, but going back on that's not going to help. It's something that we'd have to take care of anyhow. So as far as just your main structures, everything that's been installed that was shown on the plans.
Yeah, that's the point, I guess, is, you know, we've seen these subdivision lists come before us over the last year, of tons of subdivisions going way back. And, you know, you get one from 91, you know, had we accepted that in a reasonable amount of time, then we wouldn't be discussing erosion problems in certain neighborhoods now. Now, there may be some that's newer, you know, since 2001 or 2002, but it's at the same time, a lot of these are in the 90s that we should have accepted 4 or 5 years ago, but we just didn't have the staff that could review that.
More questions from the board? Now I need a motion to approve or to deny.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. I need a second.
Second.
Have a second. All four?
No,
Roll call. Alderman motion.
I can't in good conscience vote for it, no.
Alderman
Aye.
Walden. Alderman Green.
Aye.
Vice Mayor.
Aye.
I vote aye. Number 7, Resolution 2009-25. To rescind Resolution 2009-21, entitled A, Resolution beginning payment, immediately sewer treatment rate and late charges to Metro Water Services. Bruce, you need to explain this or not? Any question, Mark, do you want to say anything about it, or anybody got any questions?
Well, it was talked about at our workshop. This was a resolution that the board had approved last month with the understanding that the agreement with Metro, that they had asked for the new feed to be started on April the 1st, and that's what our resolution stated. But that has changed now to where the new rate will start the 1st of July.
Any questions or comments from the board? I need a motion to approve or to deny.
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. I need a second.
Second.
Have a second. All four?
Aye.
Aye.
Will pass. Number 8, motion to approve agreement for engineering service from CTI for the Hollandale Road Pump Station project. Any questions or comment to the, I guess this would be to the engineer. Any questions for Kyle? Well, you hoping not. Need a motion to approve or to deny?
Motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. I need a second.
Second.
Have a second. All four?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 9, motion to approve amendment number 1 to the contract with TDOT for the traffic light and turn lanes project intersection Old Nashville Highway and Stones River Road.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. I need a second.
Second.
Have a second. All four?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Number 11, motion to approve interlocal agreement between Metropolitan Government of Nashville and Davidson County, Nashville Electric Service, and the City of Laverne to use the Metro NES 800 MHz radio communication system.
You might have skipped 10 there, but you can come back and get it next, Eric.
All right, I'll come out and get 10. Let's stay with 11. Then a motion to approve or deny, or there's Ricky McCormick, if anybody got any questions. You want a little TV time?
Just soon sit back down, to be honest with you. If you have questions, there were some questions at the workshop that I do have answers for.
Now we're on number 11, right?
We're doing number 11. Somebody must have wrote it down wrong, my numbers back. Must have been Bruce.
Your glasses need
My glasses,
changing.
that's what. Is these yours? Any questions or comments? I think you need to say anything, go ahead, whatever you.
Vice Mayor Gann had asked if that interlocal agreement was the same agreement across the board, and I did find out that is the same MOU that everyone is using to be on that system. It is reviewed, however, it's reviewed annually. It's part of their budget process annually. The duration has been moved out. They were willing to give us the 10-year versus the 5-year in the agreement. They had no objections to doing that to match the Motorola lease agreement, which is coming up next. However, as I said, it is reviewed under the compensation line number 2 on page 2 of that agreement. External user rates determined and revised annually by the Department of General Services and as approved by the Department of Finance for Metro Government. Everyone, though, that is on that radio system, including the Metropolitan Nashville government entities that are on it, in order for the rates for Laverne or MTA or the FBI, the CIA, all the people that are using the system, in order for our rates to go up, everyone's rates would go up, which would include Metro Davidson County's entities as well. So they would actually be raising their own rates. Since 2000, when they started letting outside entities come on to this system, the rate has gone down every year rather than going up, because the more subscribers they get onto their system, obviously the rates come down for that. So up to this point, annually, that rate has gone down annually instead of increasing.
This is something we badly need.
Yes, sir. There's some mandates in the works. Some of them have already come to fruition. That in 2011, some wide banding, narrow banding stuff, regulations have been handed down. Interoperable communications is something that we've been battling with. We've done studies on trying to put our own system in. We've done all kind of different things trying to figure out what the best approach to this is. In being a part of all of those through the past 4 or 5 years, this is by far the best option in my eyes for the city to take on here. It's an expensive process between this interlocal agreement and the lease with Motorola. It is a very expensive process. However, it is a fifth of what it would cost us to put our own system in place.
Any questions or comment? Thank you, sir.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. I need a second.
Second.
Have a second. All four?
Aye.
Let's go ahead and do number 12. We'll go back to 10 because this ties into the same thing, Motorola. Resolution 2009-26. Is Bruce making faces at me?
Not now.
Resolution to approve, you back up here? Lease agreement, Motorola lease radio equipment for the Metro Nashville NES 800 MHZ radio communication system. Bring him a corner. This basically ties into what...
Bruce may want to speak a little bit on behalf of our council. Evan, I spoke with him earlier, and he has a few issues with the actual agreement. I don't think it's going to be anything that will be hard to be fixed. However, in this resolution, all of that has been written into this resolution. You can vote this through tonight, and everything will be handled by legal. None of this would take effect without legal taking care of it on the front end.
All right, there is a clause in the resolution that puts this subject to the approval of the city attorney, and this resolution gives the mayor the authority to sign off on this agreement after necessary changes have been made. So if the board is willing to enter into this agreement, you can go ahead and approve the resolution, and all of the conditions are written into the resolution.
Okay.
And these are the radios that Metro is going to, we're getting the same radios that they're getting.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Actually, the equipment that we would be purchasing under this lease agreement with Motorola will actually be the next generation of radios. Our equipment would actually, if we go through with this right now, our equipment would actually be the newer generation than what Metro currently has. They're in a process of actually bringing new equipment into their system as well. This will also, across the board, both of these, this interlocal agreement as well as this lease agreement will put us in full compliance with the 2011 and the 2013 mandates that have already been set in place. And those are just the beginning. But these will put us in full compliance across the board.
Okay. I need a motion to approve or to deny.
Make the motion to approve on the stipulation of the attorney questions.
Okay. Is that everything?
Yeah, it's written into the resolution, so it doesn't have to be subject to.
Okay. I need a second.
Second.
Have a second. All four?
Aye.
Thank you, Rick. Number 10. Ready for number 10, Bruce?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Motion to approve contract extension with Grissom Smith Partners for as needed engineering service. This is basically the engineering service that you have kind of on call for your stormwater.
Right, and it's just extending basically the same contract we've had with them for the past 3 years.
I guess they're doing a good job.
I don't have any complaints about them.
All right. I need a motion to approve or to deny.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. I need a second.
Second.
I have a second. All four?
Aye.
Aye.
Number 13, resolution to amend resolution. Well, resolution 2009-27, a resolution amend resolution 2009-03. Affirming and approving the filing of combination procedures to acquire the property interests identified related to the Walden Road project.
This was not on the agenda for the workshop. Evan felt that it needed to be approved tonight due to the ongoing condemnation proceedings, which are going to court at the end of the month. Basically, all this resolution does is amend the original resolution, and it specifies the tracts that the board is giving him the authority to pursue condemnation on. The attorneys for the other side are saying that the resolution we approved last time is too broad and vague, so that's why we are amending that resolution with more specific language.
All right, any questions for Bruce? Done in a motion to approve or to deny? Need a motion to approve or to deny?
So these are for some temporary construction easements right away, of course, and slope easements and all combined.
And there's a couple of water line easements in there as well.
Water line easements as well, for that part of the project. These just, we've already approved, in the previous, we've already approved those proceedings. Just identifies these particular parcels, right? Will this take care of all the remaining parcels? Is this it? What do you know? Been worked out, okay.
But there's only 2 more tracks, and they should be, one of them's probably gonna be done next week, and the other one either end of next week or the beginning of the next, so.
Once those 2 are done, and these here, and
That should take care of all of them.
And we're still set to bid this project next month.
As of right now, that's what we're being told by the state.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion approved, and need a second?
Second.
Have a second, all 4?
I'm finished reading, I'm almost done. Looks like most of these are businesses.
Aye. Passes. Mayor and Alderman comments. Alderman Mosley, you have anything?
Yeah, I'd like to give an update on the soldier or the Marine that I was talking about, Jesse Sekaturski. Janae did hear from him. He is doing well. A piece of shrapnel had hit him in the side. He just had to have stitches. I think some of his other people in there were hurt pretty bad. So I'd like to continue remembering Jesse and his family. We also have another, I know we have a lot of soldiers over in there. I just happen to know these 2 young men very well. Ray Pierce, his mom is chairman of our beer board. He is in, I believe he is in Iraq. I think it's Iraq. Jesse's in Afghanistan. And we just need to continue to pray for these boys, as well as Alderman Walden said, we have many young men and women over in there from our area that we need to remember. It's just, we've happened to hear for these 2 lately, and like to continue to pray for these guys as they fight for us over there.
Absolutely. Alderman Walden.
I want everybody to pray and keep in thoughts Joe and Rose Carter. They are recovering. They're in Smyrna recovering at a rehab nursing place. They've had some sickness, and hope both of them get better, and keep them in their prayers and thoughts. And remember, school's just around the corner. Watch out for the kids on the streets and the bus stops. It'd be, I think Monday's is the first day, so it'd be something different that we'll deal with in the morning that we haven't been dealing with till lately. The school buses will be rolling. That's it.
Thank you, sir. Alderman Green.
Nope. I've had 2 weeks with 3 grapes, and I don't have anything to say.
You tired? 3
I'm
grandkids?
tired. Great.
Great grandkids? Vice Mayor?
I have nothing.
Grant, you got anything you want to say? All right. This meeting's adjourned.